Hey there, I'm Santa. Yes, like Santa Claus, but I don't bring gifts. I bring nightmares. I just started learning English, so if you hear a funny accent, congratulations, you've unlocked the hard mode of this channel. Please forgive me, or don't. I'll probably haunt you either way. Here, I'll be reading creepy, bizarre, sometimes ridiculously dark stories. For me, it's language practice. For you, well, let's just say it's cheaper than therapy. Ready? Let's dive into the darkness. Can I come in? This happened to a friend of mine a couple of years ago, just outside of a small town in rural Pennsylvania. He has an old lake cabin there, the kind of place that feels stuck in the 1960s. He decided to spend the weekend there with a girl he'd just started seeing. They dropped their groceries off, went swimming in the lake, and were having a great time until a storm rolled in out of nowhere. As they packed up to leave, my friend saw a man standing under the tree watching them. He was dressed in a dark suit, tie, and even a fedora on a hot summer afternoon. As soon as he noticed my friend staring, he tipped his hat and turned away. They hurried back to the cabin just as it started to hail. The temperature dropped. They turned on the heater, opened a bottle of wine, and started watching DVDs. Hours later, they were tipsy, making out on the couch when the doorbell rang. Outside, the storm was brutal. He peeked through the window and froze. It was the man from the lake. My friend cracked the door open, leaving the chain on. "What do you want?" he asked. The man stood there with his head down, rain dripping from his hat, and said softly, "Can I come in?" His skin was pale, almost gray. "No," my friend said. "You need to leave. How did you even get past the gate?" "The gate wasn't locked," the man replied calmly. The girl came to the door and told him to go home, that they weren't letting anyone in. Then the man said something that made their blood run cold. "But this is my house too. At least give me back my umbrella. It's right behind you." My friend turned his head and nearly dropped dead. There was a black umbrella leaning in the corner, one neither of them had ever seen before. He slammed the door, locked every bolt, and called the cops. The man didn't leave. He just stood in the rain, staring through the window and mumbling. When my friend yelled that the police were on their way, the man didn't move. Then the girl screamed from the other room. She saw him standing outside that window, taping on the glass. But he had been at the front door a second ago. They locked themselves in the bedroom and waited with a beer bottle in case they had to fight. After what felt like forever, the sheriff's car finally pulled up. The man was gone. The cops searched the cabin and found an old suitcase hidden under some racks in the hallway. full of spotless but old-fashioned men's clothes, a towel with dark stains, and a pair of vintage sunglasses. They took everything with them and told my friend to come to the station the next day. The next morning, after dropping the girl off, she swore he'd never come back. He went to the station. The detective told him that over the last 2 months several people had gone missing near that lake, even people who had been out with friends. No bodies, no clues. Locals had seen a man in a suit wandering near the water before, just silently watching. Later, the girl texted him, joking that the guy looked like a vampire, pale, dressed from another era, and reminded him of the legend that vampires can't enter a home without being invited. That was the moment, he said, when he got chills all over again, because who knows what would have happened if he said yes.